Hello everyone, I am Piyush, career coach with CareerGuide.com. And today with me is an interesting personality. She's a Bharatanatyam dancer and whatnot. She's Miss Swagata Sen Pillai. Swagata is a Dean School of Performance Studies at World University of Design. And while I was understanding about World University of Design, there is one quote that caught my attention, and that is design is not just about the way things look, it is also about the way they work. I think she's going to share some more insights into what design is all about, her success journey. And as I said that she is a Bharatanatyam dancer, she has also 2.5 decades of work experience of 2.5 decades of working in the fields of social development, training, content, and documentation. And she also has an extensive exposure to CSR projects. Career Guide is really glad to have you here, ma'am. And we do work with students. We are a group of coaches, career counselors, etc. And we work with students to help them get the career clarity. We also have a huge number of career assessments that students can look while they visit our website. So let us talk about, so I think first of all, listening about you and your journey in your own words, it will be a great idea. So if you can tell our viewers about your current role, your journey, your educational and current career journey until you are here as a dean.
Thank you, Piyush. I'm very happy to be here, and my gratitude to Career Guide for inviting me. If you talk about my journey, I think I'm what the world would originally call a patchwork quilt, right? Because I was a pure science student in school.
Okay.
Then I did commerce for my graduation. Then I did the performing arts in my post-graduation, and then followed it up with yet another post-graduation in management. And then pretty much chose to work in the field of development. So really, there is no clear career path. But I believe that as an artist, as a people's person, which is the sort of role that I think I'm currently in, also because I've been connected through my own institution, which is over 3 decades old, in the art of teaching. Mm-hmm. That it has actually helped me to take on this role of being the Dean of Performance Studies. Now, performance studies, which are a little different from the performing arts, actually deal with the fact of how the performing arts and allied subjects really function as an addendum rather than as a solo field. And therefore, this role of Dean here at the World the UGC approved university that is completely dedicated to design through various fields, unlike the specialty universities, like maybe the NID or those are specifically for a line of design. Ours actually spans design in communication, in the visual arts, in product design, in fashion design, in architecture, and of course, in performance. So the quote that you gave from our website is very, very relevant. And to add to that, I'd say that all of us at WUD believe that design is the one horizontal that works across all the verticals of every sector,
Right.
So it's everything. You design everything from the very basics of communication, right? When we're talking, right, the words we're thinking of or the gestures we will use, they're all designed, right? Right. So I think that we're in a very, very interesting place, and WUD for performance arts offers a huge, huge opportunity because each stream that we have in WUD is individually extremely strong, but each one of us is also greatly interconnected. So I think that it is a perfect place to be in if you are creatively inclined and really want to make a difference in any manner.
True. I think this also reminds me of our conversation one day where you said that, performance arts is not only for one field, it is, I think, spreaded across different fields. And I think it is vertically and horizontally required. So even a teacher can have it, even a student can have it. And performing arts is something that will not only enhance our educational background, but our overall personality as well. What is your thought over that?
That is true. That is true. I have to tell you that the performing arts, let's keep performance arts out. Let's do the performing arts. Now, the performing arts is all about presentation. And whenever you're out there in society, what are you doing? You're actually presenting yourself. Every time you wish to make an impact, you're presenting yourself. And that capacity, that skill is built it's a trait that every performing artist needs to cultivate, right? And so you sort of become very good at it. But apart from that, I believe that this actually has the potential to be the strongest set of skills in any field. Leadership, all right? Orientation, forward thinking, theater, making space for people, teamwork, looking at innovative thought, being able to react, stage performances for dance, your tonal variety, learning languages, making space for cultural differences, music. You really can't get away from it. It doesn't matter whether you're an actual performer or not. If you are trained in this, you are going to make a success of any career that has people involved in it. That's for sure.
Sure. And I think add to, while I was listening to you, I also felt that you are a very true example of career transition, since you said that you started as a science and you have transitioned so much. So if some students, so this is one thing which has come forward with us as counselors and coaches in career, that there are many students, even working professionals and students, who look for transition, someone who is not satisfied in their 10th, whatever decision they have taken at 12th, at their graduation, post-graduation even. So what is your suggestion to someone who is transitioning? What will you suggest them?
Okay, so my concern, I won't say concern, my idea about career is a little different. I believe career is something you grow into. There are some people, okay, I always knew that I wanted to be connected to the performing arts. Always.
Okay.
I didn't know how, but I knew that I would be connected to them, ancillary, if not primary. I'm just lucky that everything I do is actually primary. Connected to the performance arts. So it's become performance. Though I have to say that I am a corporate trainer, right? How does being a performer help that? Because to connect with people, you have to have that knowledge. So career transitioning is actually really picking up the essence of experience from whatever you've done and turn it into a tool of enhancement for something where you want to be. So I don't think, that anybody needs to worry about career transitions. In our times, it was, this person is unsteady, they're skipping jobs. Now, it's pretty much the rule of thumb, right? You change jobs till you find the groove that suits you best. And you might just be a grooveless person. You might just enjoy it. I look at myself. I enjoy everything I do. Right? So you could be enjoying everything you do. So consultancy might just be your field. I look at you. You are good at everything you do. And you're enjoying yourself with a finger in so many pies. That is the sort of, so career transitioning, primarily is nothing to worry about. B, it is okay to look. It's okay to seek till you come to the point where you find where you are most comfortable. Because, we perform best in areas where we are comfortable doing what we are doing.
True.
And where there is not annoying, there's no boredom setting in, where we always find something to excite us. And that is true of accountants as well, who are supposed to have the most boring job on earth. But for them, the joy they feel in putting those numbers together and presenting it, that is their USP for career satisfaction. So
Right.
I think that career is something you grow into.
Mm.
Transitions are fine. As Piyush, you said yourself,
Mm-hmm.
I am a brilliant example of that, because
Yeah, right.
science, commerce, fine arts, I've done them all,
Right.
right?
Because this is,
So
one
it's,
of the main concerns. And I see two keywords here. One is joy and another is a plan, right? In
yeah,
case you find joy in something and you strive for finding it and you have a plan in mind, that transition is possible. And there are so many examples. And here you are one example. And I liked, the way you said that we have to find that, right? We have to find the passion in whatever we do, and we do not have to stop. Maybe today you are satisfied in one thing, we may be we still have to look for other opportunities going forward. The world never stops at one point, right? Would you also like
if
to?
you look at the fact of, sorry, if you look at the
Yeah.
fact of the pandemic right now, this
Yes,
pandemic has actually thrown up so many career opportunities, or
certainly.
opportunities for change, for
Opportunities for
extreme
change,
change, to people who thought that they were very comfortable where they were.
right?
And suddenly, when situations changed, and maybe some of them lost their jobs, some of those streams of jobs will
Mm-hmm.
never come back again. They will.
Mm-hmm.
This has put an end to many streams. All
Yes.
right. They have discovered the other places that they can be at. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that this is a key. This is a key. The key is that disruption need not
Mm-hmm.
always
Mm-hmm.
be destructive. Disruption can be constructive.
Oh, great. That's a good thing. So when you're talking about, since there are many careers that have come up, and that is quite true in almost every field. Would you like to share some insight on how your university is, looking at that, and what are the courses or admission criterias that students can look into? And also, if
Okay.
you can share some, pointers for parents also, for helping them decide their children, helping them support their children in making their decision. If you can share some insight on that, I think the new
Oh,
careers that
I
we are
have to
talking
tell you,
about.
that the World University of Design really excited me. It
Mm-hmm.
really excited me because, first of all, people have always, even though we are right now post millennium in this boom of creativity, people still believe
Mm-hmm.
that the safe, science oriented or corporate oriented careers are where we should place ourselves. But creativity really offers you the greatest opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It offers you the opportunity of being happy, of really working that energy that all of us seek in relaxation. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we move to design. Somebody paints, somebody builds something with their hands, somebody sings, somebody dances, somebody drapes something. They
Right.
do it to feel better, to relax. Imagine how wonderful it would be if you can build your career there,
Mm-hmm.
because then you're permanently in your place of feel good,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Right.
the streams that we have in the World University of Design, and because they are, as I said, UGC approved courses,
Mm.
they are already linked to markets. We are linked to the corporate world. Our career paths are very clear. And the world over, in the West, it actually already has been a while since design has taken center stage, because even in education we speak of universal design for
Yes.
education, right?
Right.
And all of that, I believe that we are building the builders of the future. We're building people who will build a beautiful world, a communicative world, a more aesthetic world. That is what the World University of Design offers, because we're dealing with design across every sector.
Mm-hmm.
And if something is designed, it is designed with the end user in mind. And when that end user is satisfied, we have a recipe for success.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it is our School of Architecture,
Mm-hmm.
right, where you learn architecture the way architecture has been taught for taught always, but you learn it with futuristic design in mind, or where the world is going to. You're doing something, you're doing a service to society. It's the same way with product design. We design cars. I mean, our students are taught how to design cars, for instance, transportation design.
Okay.
So as it's part of our BDIS course. Now imagine how much you can do with that, right? Look at the fact of visual communication. We're doing communications, but we're doing visual communication. Or we are doing management. We have a school of management, and the school of management is looking at selling creative design.
Okay.
Right? It's not about the same old boring sales spiel that, sorry, I am a professor of MBA students, but I do know that often, it becomes a little difficult to make it sound interesting. But imagine dealing in retail, in fashion sales. It is a different sort of orientation towards management, right? And then you have the School of Visual Arts, right? And that is where you're got photography and films, and those are places where you explore creativity, because those are your closest human connections. And of course, my school, I believe, actually feeds into every person. It's not only those.
It's like a plug-in.
It's not only those.
It's like a plug-in, right?
So like I said, when I said that at WD, we say that, that design is the horizontal that cuts across all verticals.
Right.
My theme is that performing arts, or the skills that performing arts give you, are the essence that stimulate that instinct of design, that creativity, that that helps you design your everything to place it in front of society. And when we're talking about this, we're not talking about just esoteric joy. We're talking about actual commercial gains, because if you look at the contribution of the media and entertainment, or the design industries, or or just the patented areas, the contribution to the GDP alone is significant globally, and overtakes many more. And then look at the fact that all this designing feeds into your tourism industry. It feeds into your, of course, as I said, media and entertainment, but it feeds into your education. It feeds into retail. It feeds into, you name it. You name
it. Is there.
We are there. We are there. PR, advertising. Can you imagine that without this? So I think that as for the admission criteria, like I said, we bring students up to a level of competence is our responsibility. So we don't say, come already prepared. So anybody from any stream can apply. Our percentage currently, because we're trying to encourage more people to come into this field, is between 45 to 50%. And we do an aptitude test and an interview to see where they would fit best. That is for our degree course. For our master's courses, we again say that you can come in from any other than architecture. Architecture, you have to have B.Arch. Otherwise, you can't apply for a master's. But other than that, all the other courses, we allow any stream with a 50%, and again, an aptitude test. Of course, we also accept the, they can opt out of the entrance test if they have a SEED or a NIFT score or a SNAP or a NMAT course. Those scores we accept those scores, but they will still have an interview, because designing is about being in the right place. And the right place could be around any of these disciplines, and we help to achieve that. So that is about our admissions policy.
Right. Admissions and eligibility criteria as well. I think this is very helpful for a student and their parents to know about it. One thing which comes to my mind, after a child gets an admission, then, they start getting anxiety on what next, where I'm going to get placed, where I'm going to work, what will be expected out of me when I am actually, working, when I'm a working professional. What do you think are the, job prospects of a student who is, passed out from any field overall from World University of Design?
If I were to tell you that, that would take me the full 20 minutes
I'm
because there are
sure.
that many opportunities. There are
Mhm.
that many
If we
opportunities,
can list
all
maybe
right? Because
top three, that will be great.
so if you look at it, of course, architecture,
Mhm.
land planning, town planning, um, those are already
Right.
out there for an architecture student. In our say visual communications, in visual communications we have uh, design prospects for. Actually, I mean, the reason I'm sort of hemming and hawing over it is because there's just that many
So
opportunities
many, yes.
that come
Uh-huh.
up that are absolutely and totally not. Um, let me try and give you. Say you've got um, an opportunity for being the chief in a product design. We've got, of
Mhm.
course, a whole lot that comes to mind because right now the Make in India um, initiative
Mhm. Right.
has created that whole new space
Mhm.
for designers.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, and
Right.
knowing where we are going to be able to place, say for instance, in my field, if you look at the fact of dance, music, theater,
Mhm.
any of those, we have productions, we have production design,
Mhm.
we have professional songwriters, composers of dramatic music, or we have
Mhm.
music producers or label managers in teaching and learning. All right,
Okay.
we
Uh-huh.
have all these right now education reads. See, all of what we do is part of storytelling,
Mhm.
right? In
Right.
order to sell something, whether you're selling a needle or you're selling a spaceship, this is
Mhm.
something that I just wrote recently, so it's stuck in my head. You need
Mhm.
communication, and that communication is
Right.
powered by the ability to put forward, right? So
Mhm.
they turn out to be brilliant HR people, for instance, because the understanding of um, people are, it's right out there, part of what we do in our daily activities, right? Then when it comes to um, our management people, right now
Mhm.
retail is taking over the world,
Right.
okay? And that is creating uh, what we are doing right now with our management students is we are giving them the opportunity to explore while we are here the entire ambit of fashion design, of
Okay.
product
Uh-huh.
design, how to
Uh-huh.
market it, how to manage it. And those are roles that are right now very, very strongly open. So
Open.
you've
Right.
got the scope is, the entrepreneurship, of course, but you've got
Mhm.
innovation consultant, or you've got a design manager, or a design
Mhm.
curator, or
Right.
project management, or,
Mhm.
and then with the visual arts segment, we've got, special effects, you've got
Mhm.
production so like I said, it'll take me 20 minutes to list out each
Right.
one because part of it is because the
True.
World University of Design is connected very strongly to the market.
Right. But I think.
Even during our tutorials, during our
Mhm.
lectures, we bring in people from the industry. Our
Industry. Okay.
industry connect is very strong. So we bring
Wonderful.
in people from the industry. So the children have the students have the opportunity to actually explore while
Mhm.
they are studying with us.
Mhm.
And many of them decide, okay, come in with a thought and actually change halfway through and take up another opportunity within that same graph. because they
Mm-hmm.
feel that they're more suited for it. So I think the career opportunities are many, many. Right now, like I said, design is the buzzword.
Is the buzzword,
It's
right?
where
And I think
we are placed right in
this
the center of it.
sure. I think this truly defines when we were talking that this is a multidisciplinary, right? And it is a, the university is offering cross-genre management as well. So I feel that you have very well highlighted the careers, very well highlighted the admission criteria, the eligibility criteria, and, the world is the limit, if we can say, right?
It's open. It's
It's open.
completely open. I see interdisciplinary is something that we need to take with a pinch of salt, because sometimes interdisciplinary means confusion. The advantage we have at
Mm-hmm.
WUD is that actually these are very, very harmoniously linked together,
Mm-hmm.
all our disciplines. And since we take cross-disciplinary electives for our students,
Mm-hmm.
they can actually, if they so choose, take up a major in their own subject and a minor in a completely different but allied subject
Okay.
from one of the other schools. So
Mm-hmm.
that is an added advantage that they have.
That's
We
wonderful.
also have several international tie-ups.
Okay.
That is an advantage that we have, because, like I said, the West had woken up to the importance of design in
Right.
in the academic sense long before we did. We are an
Mm.
extremely aesthetic people, but we had not realized the impact of design across sectors. We've
Mm-hmm.
done that now, but we offer our children, the students, the opportunity of exploring what our partners in education across other countries have done. And
Mm-hmm.
that is, again, an opportunity that is not very often offered in the field of design. Most people have to get up and leave and go and study there,
Mm-hmm.
which is a highly expensive situation.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are offering them, for instance, in my school, we're offering them a course that has not been offered in the graduation at the graduation level.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen it out here
Mm-hmm.
on electronic music production geared towards DJ,
Okay.
um,
Mm-hmm.
towards DJ
Interesting.
career. Now that's a
Mm-hmm.
really opening up. It's a segment that's really opening up, and youngsters
Mm-hmm.
today have to either pay hefty sums for very short courses and then
Mm-hmm.
have the unsurety of not really knowing whether they'll make the cut, or go abroad and study for a year, 2 years, whatever, which, as I said, is a highly expensive situation. Here we're
True.
offering them a
Mm-hmm.
degree course that will make them competent across that entire sector, but also
Mm-hmm.
give them the advantage of having a laid down, defined academic course
Yeah.
in the
True.
subject of their choice.
True.
That I
That's, I
think,
think, interesting and innovative as well. As you said, that for these courses, specifically for design and creative courses, students usually look for, courses abroad or maybe a small capsule courses, but not an academic one. So I feel this is a really good effort and step from your school specifically, wherein students are going to excel in not only their academics but their the creative careers and design careers that they want to be in, right?
yes,
So,
yes, we have a vice chancellor who is extremely clued into this
wonderful.
entire field. And I think the biggest advantage we have is that, we are a first mover advantage, because we're the first university that's completely dedicated to design. And secondly, the fact that we are all of the deans are given this free hand to explore their fields, because they are the experts and nobody is telling them to toe a certain line. And that, I
Mhm.
think, has made WD really vibrant.
Wonderful.
I'm sure that students, anybody who comes there, finds it an extremely invigorating
Right.
place to be in.
And I think everyone who's viewing this video will have great insights from your journey in career, and certainly about WUD. And they can connect at your website, and they can connect with us as well. And I'm sure this is going to open up new avenues for our viewers. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing so important insights. I'm sure these are the gems that you have shared with us. And thank you very much for your time as well. I know you had a very busy schedule. Thank you very much for sparing that time as well. And we may,
Thank you so
reach
much.
out to you for future conversations as well.
Certainly, I would love to. In fact, I would suggest that you speak with all our deans, because each one of
Certainly.
us is very, very passionate, very, very passionate about our own schools. And you will find a great deal more insights than I have given you coming from them about their schools. So I
Sure.
think you should just
I'm sure it will
line
be a
them up and
great
speak to them.
experience. Great. All
Yes,
right.
and people are welcome to send us queries. We are happy to field any queries that you
Sure.
think can be passed.
Thank you very much, ma'am, and all the best. Thank you.